Today we're going to be going over some fantastic, affordable fragrances that you can get for next to nothing, but they provide a lot of value. They smell great, good quality to price ratio, just really good, affordable options. These aren't really clones either. These are just, more affordable designer scents. We're kind of looking at the $35 range and below. Now, in order to get these at that price, you're going to need to shop at discounters. So I'll link all of these down below. Feel free to check those out and make your purchases as you see fit. Let's get things kicked off with Baldessarini Ombre. So, not a super popular brand. You don't hear a ton about them, but they do have quite a few offerings. And this is one of my favorites, at least out of the ones that I have. It's got amber, oak, leather, and whiskey. Really nice, sweet, boozy, rich scent for an affordable price. I think this one falls in right at about $35, maybe a bit less. I'm not 100% sure. Right around in that range though. And typically, when you're talking scents in this price range, they're a lot of times going to be fresher, citrusy, aquatic, whatever. You don't always get scents like this for a low price, rich, heavy, strong, winter style scents like this. They're fewer and far between. So, when I discovered this one and I got it in and I tried it, I was very pleasantly surprised. If it was 60, 70 bucks, there's other things out there at that price that are better, right? But at the price this one comes in at, it's a really good purchase. It might not be something you're going to be reaching for right now in June, but come fall and winter time, I think this is a great option if you just don't want to spend a lot of money, but want to get a really nice, capable, cooler weather scent. This one has pretty good quality as well. Everything about this one is pretty solid. Next up, we have Vince Camuto Eterno. Okay, so another brand that's offers quite a bit in terms of their selection, but you don't hear them talked about all the time, and they have quite a few good ones too. This is one that's going to be more suitable for this time of year, spring and summer. It's got mint, saffron, and cedarwood, so it's not 100% fresh, but it's also not 100% sweet and heavy either, kind of in the middle. But it does lean more so fresh than anything. So that's really nice. Really rich and vibrant off the top. Minty, green, fresh, kind of soapy as well. As you kind of move this one into the mid and dry down, you pick up on some of the saffron and some of the other notes to give it a little bit more of a backbone, a little bit more of a base, a little bit more of a richness. But again, not too much. I think this could easily be pulled off in most of your summer situations. On those days where it's super hot and humid, there might be some better options out there. But for the general summer day when it's nice out, 80 and just, not too bad, this one would work great. And I believe we're looking at about the same price with this one as well, in that $30 range, somewhere around in there, maybe closer to 40. But these Vince Camutos, they're really good. This is one that you just hardly ever hear about, which is a shame, because it's really nice. Next up, we have a Hollister scent. I know you probably don't really think about these all that much. Hollister, right? Aeropostale, all those brands that have their colognes and whatever, but you might not ever give them a chance. And this to me is, for what it's worth, a pretty solid release. I would say from all the Hollister fragrances that I've tried over the years, this is one that stands out the most to me. So I think, maybe that's saying something. It's Hollister Coastline, okay? So really cool bottle. I like the color. I like the shape, everything about it, but the scent is what we're really going to talk about. It's got sage, orange, fruity notes, woods, and clary sage. So they have that kind of listed twice there. Sage, clary sage, whatever. Aromatic, woody, oak mossy. I just completely sprayed myself. That's a fail. So I'm going to be smelling like this all night. Got it all over, but that's cool. Yeah, a real nice cologne-y, masculine smell. Again, we're talking about a high school focused designer brand, essentially, for lack of a better description there. So it's going to be a very mass-pleasing, fresh, woody cologne smell, and that's what we're getting here. It does smell great. You're getting the fruits to give it a little bit of a kind of a summery feeling as well. It doesn't really have an aquatic note, but it kind of gives off this watery, fresh, summery, beachy feel. I just think it's really pleasant for, all things considered here. You can get it for a pretty good price online. It's an eau de cologne, and that's the one thing that makes this one not so desirable, I suppose, is the concentration that's at the bottom. You know, it's eau de cologne, eau de toilette, and then it goes on from there. So it's not going to be the strongest one in this video, but it still is going to get the job done for your average wearings throughout the day. And this next one's dirt cheap. I believe I paid, I don't know, $18 for this one back when I first got it. I don't know if it's still falling around there or what, but I mean, really, really affordable. And I just figured, you know what, might as well try it. It might be horrible or it might be decent, you know, and it actually is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's Pascal Morabito, Sea of Stars. So not much going on with the presentation, but it also isn't horrendous either, just keeping it simple here. It's got lavender, apple, and vanilla. Kind of a nice, sweet, fruity style scent. Very powdery, dusty, fruity, masculine, modern, essentially. You might look at the notes and you might think it smells like Eros, but it really doesn't. It kind of has a little bit of a, I don't know, Ferragamo F black smell, but without all the pepper, essentially. Just the type of lavender that they're using here, and then even like a tonka bean accord, which they don't list off, but I pick up on. It's just wearable. It's versatile. People are going to love how it smells, and you can't really go wrong with it. At this price point, you know, it's worth a shot. It could be a great signature scent, everyday wear type of thing, if you liked it that much. And if you did, you know, it's not going to be breaking the bank either. This next one is a fantastic summer scent. I mean, if you want something that's tropical and just smells like vacation, is just super uplifting and puts you in a good mood, this one is great. And there are a lot of offerings from this brand, and they're kind of focused on that one thing in particular, just summery, beachy smelling scents. From Tommy Bahama, it's Set Sail Saint Kitts. So I really like this one, and I really like St. Bart's. If I had to choose a favorite, I would probably choose St. Bart's. I think it's great. But sometimes I think that can be a little bit of a, I don't know, tricky choice, because it's very, very lime focused, very salty. It really is pretty impressive considering it's a cheap designer. Like, it smells like you're sipping on a margarita at the beach. Like, it's very vivid and it's very textured. This is a little bit more smooth, a little bit more citrusy, just probably a little bit easier to pull off and more likable. This one has starfruit, orange, and driftwood in here. Nice tropical scent. You know, if I had to compare it to one thing, it might give off a little bit of a Versace Man Eau Fresh type of smell, somewhat. They're still quite a bit different. This one's much more fruity and all that. The driftwood kind of gives off a unique woody, musky smell, but it kind of places itself into that category, so to speak. This one's a lot more affordable than the Versace as well. I mean, it's essentially about half the price, in that $20 range. The Versace's in the 40, $45. So more affordable, still does its own thing, but ultimately it's a great summertime scent that's just super uplifting, easygoing. I don't think you're gonna run into a single person that doesn't enjoy how this one smells. I mean, it's great. It'd be perfect if you're going to a resort. You wear this one all the time, people are going to love how you smell, and you're really going to fit in. Next up, we have Ferragamo Free Time, or Ferragamo F Free Time. This is a flanker that you don't hear talked about, where you hear F Black talked about all the time. So this is kind of the fresher take on this line, or in this line. It's got lemon, ginger, pink pepper, and some vetiver in here. Nice, clean, woody, spicy, fresh, summer version of this DNA, essentially. The price point is really good. It's a $25, maybe $30 range, somewhere around in there, which is kind of on par with how these usually are. I love Ferragamo. They put out a lot of great affordable scents that range from, 25 to 45, 50 bucks typically is where a lot of these fall. But generally, they're really, really good for that price point. I could see this one working great for an everyday signature scent, whether it's spring, summer, early fall, whatever it might be. It's very fresh and likable. And, again, something where if you wanted to wear it every day, you're not going to go broke doing it. Next up, we have Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Now, we've kind of got a Dior Homme cologne going on, essentially. So DHC, really, really good summer scent. But it's still, you know, $95, $100 online, and it's always going to be around there. And that's pretty steep, especially for what you get. And I love it, been a fan of it for years, but you know, it's a lot of money, and it doesn't perform the best. And there's just things like that sometimes can be hard to pull the trigger on it. This one is, you know, in the 30s, right? And it performs about the same, but again, we're talking a significant decrease in price. So that kind of makes up for it. Now this one, very similar, but actually has a little bit more of a sweetness going on. Like when you look at the note breakdown here, there's more. So like in the base, you get some patchouli, you even get some vetiver, musk, ambroxan, all of that stuff going on. Whereas Dior Homme Cologne, it doesn't really have any of that. It kind of has the orange blossom, musk, and I think it's a bergamot or something, and that's it. That's all they give you. So this one you feel will be a little bit more sweet, and it has a little bit more cushion in the dry down. So maybe that's something that you would like. Maybe that's something you wouldn't. You know, it has a little bit more substance, where Dior Homme Cologne is bright and fresh from start to finish. So ultimately, still a very good alternative to that one at a fraction of the cost, and it is absolutely perfect for the hottest of hot summer days. Next up, we have Antonio Banderas, the Icon. Now, this is a really nice discovery because it's super affordable, has a great atomizer, which I feel like I have to demonstrate, you know, if I bring that up. So we'll try to, oh boy, it's gonna be tough on me. There we go. Took a minute. Nice atomizer. Nice satisfying click to it. But this smells like Dior Sauvage, okay? And there's many Sauvage smell-alikes out there. This is one of the cheapest, and it's also one of the best price to quality ratios out there as well. You know, there's some other ones that are good, but they're cheap, and they don't really have that great of quality, nothing to write home about. This one smells a lot more expensive than $20 in my opinion, and that's right around what this one goes for. Peppery, spicy, sharp ambroxan and bergamot. I mean, you guys know Sauvage. I don't need to explain it to you. This has that going on. It smells really nice, and again, you can't beat the price. Running down to the end, we have Mont Blanc Legend Night. So we've got bergamot, sage, vetiver, violet, patchouli, and vanilla. These have a nice cheat sheet. If you get a tester, you got the notes and stuff on the back. Eau de parfum, comes with the cap, really cool, and so that's the notes straight from the source there. A little bit of a sweeter take on the Legend DNA, which is no surprise considering it's labeled night, and very fitting, very appropriate. You know, the original Legend, musky, fresh, kind of soapy, a great daytime, everyday wear scent. And of course you can wear it into the evening as well. There's no rules against that. But the added sweetness that this one has makes it suitable for a night out if you just kind of want something that is a little bit more seductive and just has more of that nighttime feeling. Same price as most of the Legends are going for here. I believe this one's somewhere in the 30s or so, maybe mid 30s. You know, might not blow you away, but also it's a super easy to wear, hard to mess up scent. Last up for this video, we have CK1 Shock, of course, by Calvin Klein. So, I mean, I'm not the first to talk about this. I mean, this has been getting hyped up for years. I mean, when I was first getting started out, this was all over the place. You couldn't get away from it. It's died down a lot since then, but I'm still gonna bring it back whenever I can have a chance to talk about it. I do, because I'll tell you, for the price, it's still very good. It's got tobacco, there's some amber in here, and then kind of a spicy, woody, sweet undertone essentially, but a really nice red pipe tobacco smell. Creamy, rich, smells phenomenal. I mean, you can get I believe the 200 ml for $25 or something. It's insane. You can just bathe yourself in this. Get some patchouli in here as well to go along with all that, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a strong, heavy richness too. But I mean, it's great stuff. If you like tobacco scents and you're on a very strict budget, or even if you're not, if you just want an affordable tobacco scent, this one's great. You can spray it on heavily. You can wear it all the time when it's cooler outside. It's just a great pickup. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. Some fantastic, affordable fragrances that you just can't go wrong with. All of these will be linked down below. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.